Well, on Tuesday, Jim Chalmers will deliver his second full-year budget. Now, we already know there's going to be some cost of living relief, but the Treasurer promises that the budget isn't going to have an impact on inflation. I'm joined now by Judo Bank Chief Economist Warren Hogan. Warren, do you think that's possible if the Stage 3 tax cuts are going to take effect from the 1st of July this year? Do you think that the budget will be austere enough not to impact on inflation?
I am very worried that they're actually going to be spending quite a bit of money and putting a lot of extra money into the economy on top of those very generous tax cuts which are coming on 1 July. So this is, I think, the real focus for all of us, thinking about what kind of pressure that'll put on inflation. And of course, if it's going to put upward pressure on interest rates, we now know that the RBA is very close to raising rates. I think the other thing next week is they're going to be talking about their grand plan, their vision for the next term of government, which is should be welcomed, that we know what they're thinking. But as it's shaping up, this future made in Australia, it's looking like a lot of government intervention, which will also involve a lot of government spending down the track.
Now, the figures late last year and early this year, it indicated that the inflation fight was on a better track than we know it now is. The economic forecast was looking stronger. So when the Treasurer would have been preparing the bulk of his budget, you know, he would have had a rosier picture of the economy. Do you think that's going to have an impact?
It's going to be really interesting to see, actually, because the Treasurer was really positioning the economy as slowing, that the emphasis is not just cost of living and inflation and growth, but really what we've seen in the last month is a stronger economy than what we thought, creating jobs, higher inflation than what we thought, and of course this risk that the RBA might have to raise rates further. And really that should have been a handbrake on any new spending. But the Treasurer's been out on the front foot this week and talking a lot about the importance of supporting households and cost of living. So I actually think they're going to be doing quite a bit next week, and it's going to put the RBA in quite a difficult position. We have to wait and see. Of course, they may have some offsetting measures, but it looks like we should get set for quite a few big announcements on top of those tax breaks, such as rent assistance, such as energy rebates, which I think is just new money into the economy.
So Michelle Bullock making it very clear this week that an interest rate hike is possible. It is on the table. She said, you know, all options are on the table depending on where inflation goes, but she's very committed to keeping it on track to reach the target band of 2 to 3%. Do you think that if there is more spending in this budget than there was in the last, this will then become a political issue and the coalition will seek to blame the government if there is an interest rate rise?
Yeah, look, this is
Warren,
such a diabolical situation.
I didn't realise the time. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much for joining me.